Hey guys, NFL Weekly Predictions, back for the prediction segment of the show. And you see no loser hat over here, no hat of shame. Let's check Steve's corner. Steve, how you doing over there? You got the hat of shame?
No hat of shame.
Hey!
No poo-poo hat this week.
Steven is enjoying the breeze across his golden curly locks. Nobody gets the hat of shame this week, and that's for one big reason. There were two losers. Yes, that's right, both of us.
Yes.
Misery loves company. And, we didn't think ahead and decide to get a second hat of shame, but, when we started doing this. So, you can't really tear the hat in half. So
can't really fit it on both of us.
Right. No hat emoji, no poop emoji hat this time. We both went 7-7, Jay Sizzle. I told you, Steve, before we did our picks last week, didn't I? I said I don't feel good about any of my picks this week. I kind of suspected they were going to blow up in my face. I didn't feel good about any of them. 7-7 is pretty lousy.
Hey, at least we're even, Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, how did you do?
I went 9-5.
Okay.
We are at 50. Well, you guys are both tied for the lead at 50, 24-1, and I am at 47, 29-1 for the year. But I'm still never catching up.
Hey,
I'm not saying that you're not, Steve. That's still a possibility.
You caught 3 games on us this week. You do that again last week. Do it again this week.
It's not happening. Okay,
it's not happening.
I'm
You're not out completely.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Okay.
I mean, maybe if we get 2 points, in the playoffs for each one we get right.
Well, I know one game you're not going to get wrong this week, Steve. I can guarantee you're not going to get it wrong. And that's the Thursday night game, because there is no Thursday night game this week.
Well, that's one for all of us then, I guess.
Right.
Okay, lucky for me. But that's okay. No, that's okay. I'm going to try to climb back in this thing. I'm going to try to climb back in it. I just don't think I will. You guys don't understand. 3 games is a lot of games. It's a lot of games to get right and you get wrong. Especially when you're picking so many games. It is.
And on Wednesday.
A lot of people. And on Wednesday.
I know you're just doing like the Falcons.
and on
you're just
Wednesday.
laying in wait like the Falcons. You're lulling us to sleep so you can storm from behind in the second half.
No,
I know
if I come back, it'll be because
I got you.
If I come back, it'll simply because I'm
a
super genius.
Super
genius. All right, so we got some games to pick. Let's go ahead and pick them.
Let's do it.
Let's do Chicago at Carolina, and Carolina's favored by 2.5 points.
Okay, well, we have Chicago, which is 4-1, and we have the Panthers, which are 3-2. And on that note, I said this before I even looked at who the wins and losses. I have a feeling about Chicago this week. I think the Bears are going to win this one.
Okay. This is going to be a close game, but I don't like Carolina's run defense, and the Bears have been kind of sporadic with when they're with their running. They don't seem to be running the ball that much the last couple of weeks. I think that's going to change. I think the Panthers are going to be handed a heavy dose of the Chicago running game. Devin Montgomery is going to be running on them all day. They're going to do a lot of ground and pound. Chicago will end up on top. They'll upset, so I like the Bears.
All right. This game right here is a perfect prime example of why I will not catch you in the picks.
Okay.
Okay, it's a prime example.
Why? How so?
Well, because I'm not going to take the Bears.
Okay.
The reason I'm not going to take the Bears is this. There's a guy. His name is Teddy Bridgewater. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Without Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Who's out again this week.
Which is a little scary. Okay. Now, what happened? Who did Chicago play last week?
They played the Bucks.
And the Bucks quarterback, I think his name is Tom Brady. Is he a kind of guy?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, you heard of him?
Yeah.
Can he run around?
About as well as a statue mired in cement.
Okay. Can Teddy Bridgewater run around?
I wouldn't recommend it. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Oh, that's a bad joke, but we won't go there.
Too soon.
I get it. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
He got dacked.
Right. Oh.
Oh, stop it.
That was terrible.
That was terrible, Jason.
Yeah, well, so was the reference to the kid last week, but that's beside the point. Here, what I'm saying is this. Khalil Mack versus Teddy Bridgewater in a foot race. Who's winning that race? Teddy's winning. He's faster. I think that the Nick Foles hasn't gotten it together yet. I think that the Bears' defense is strong. And I think if I'm going to get back in this pick segment, I have to take the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
And
it's going to be a good game. It's close. I mean, I can't fault you for taking the Panthers.
I got to take I have to. I don't really want to. I want to kind of go with the Bears. Okay?
Right.
But there's no way I can get back if I don't do these things. I have to do it.
All right,
so I'm going to take the Panthers. All right. Let's get the next game, which is Detroit at Jacksonville. Detroit's favored by 3.5.
Upset of the week. This is an easy call for me. I've liked Jacksonville from the get. I still like Jacksonville. Really impressed by their passing game. Laviska Shenault has really come up and made a name for himself. That is a name for himself too, isn't it? Laviska Shenault. Just rolls right off the tongue. And, I see Jacksonville coming out on top in this. I don't think the Lions are a lousy team, and their passing attack has really been, kind of hot right now. But I like the Jags at home. Upset of the week.
Well, we have Detroit as in 1-3. We have Jacksonville as 1-4, but I'm assuming that's because Detroit had a bye, right?
Yes.
And Oy vey. What do you have, Steve?
Why are you waiting on me? You guys are supposed to be the champions.
I'm
over here in the loser's seat.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, you want to hear what I have to say?
Yes.
So you want to ride my coattails?
I didn't say that. I said I want to
know
hear
who
what
you're
you have
taking,
to say.
Steve. I know who you're
What, you
taking.
think he's going to take
He's
Minshew?
taking the Jaguars, yeah. He likes that Minshew magic.
I love that Minshew kid. The long hair, the mustache, throwback. He looks like a guy from the 70s or 80s.
He
I
does.
love it. I love it. I love
He
it.
needs to be chasing down some kind of a drug seller in an alley somewhere.
All right. I'm taking the Lions.
He's taking the Lions.
I'm taking the Lions because I got to go against Jason.
Oh, because you got to go against Jason.
Look, the Jaguars. I love that Robinson kid. You know how much I love him. Okay.
That space guy.
Yeah, the space guy. Okay, but I got to look. Minshew has not looked good lately. I got to get back in the pick segment, and so I got to pick the favorites. I can't pick the upsets.
Okay.
And, I'm still torn on this one. I'm kind of leaning towards Jason, though. I think I'm going to pick the Jags.
Okay.
All right, you guys take the Jags. There you go. All right, our next game. Oh, this is going to be a classic. Atlanta at Minnesota.
Go ahead, Jay.
The Falcons. I mean, I want to take the Falcons. I want to because I just can't believe they're, as crappy as they've been this year, and they can't win late, and that really troubles me. I want to take them because I just don't see how they're this bad on offense with Matt Ryan at quarterback, but I can't. I'm taking the Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 3.5. They'll cover.
Yeah, I'm riding with you as well. I'm taking Minnesota.
Well, I got to take the Vikings too, but I'm not doing it because of Matt Ryan or the Falcons losing ways or blowing games or anything like that. It's coaching. I'm thinking head coach Mike Zimmer, Dan Quinn. Think best coach Mike Zimmer. I've got to take the Vikings.
Okay. All right.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the Vikings on this. All right, here we go. Next game: the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans.
Man, how good did the Titans look on Tuesday night? That was crazy. With all the COVID problems that they had, with all the setbacks, they had 2 practices. They didn't play in, a 12-day time span, I think it was, 12-day span.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much just pushed the other team around last night, on Tuesday night. And I was really impressed. I've got to go with Tennessee. I've got to go with the Titans. They're 3-point favorites. They'll cover. What do you think?
I know that the Titans are undefeated, and Houston does not look very well.
They're a mess.
They are a mess.
Still got a new coach settling in. Keep that in mind.
I know. I have a feeling it's going to be the Texans this week.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's probably. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those games where where Tennessee's like, man, we got this. Don't worry about it.
Overconfident.
And then they blow it.
That's possible because they're coming off a high from that Tuesday night game. So
Well,
it's
I mean, like
possible.
I think I mentioned this earlier before we were filming. 2 weeks worth of rest does a lot for players, COVID or not. I'm just saying.
Right,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
true.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But you're going Houston. Then.
I'm taking the Texans.
When I think about this game, I think about the aerial attack of Deshaun Watson versus the ground attack of the Houston Texans. Ryan Tannehill's playing great. He's not losing the games. Yeah, you got to pick the Texans. I mean the Titans. You got to take the Titans. You have to. I mean, they're not going to stop that tank.
I'm seeing a real heavy dose of the running game.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be wearing the poo-poo hat next week.
You might be. You never know. You never know. You're taking the Texans. We got the Titans. All right, we're moving to the next game. Here we go. This is a classic. The Washington football team at the New York Giants.
Go fighting football team.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And we both know I picked the...
Yeah, you've been rolling with the Giants.
I have been, I'm going to continue rolling
You're
with the
pick
Giants.
them all year until they win.
I am. No, I know. I'm taking them because it's Washington, and they are favored. So I'm taking the Giants.
The Giants are favored by 2.5 in this game, and they'll cover. I don't have faith in the Giants by any means, but Washington is dreadful. The only team maybe that's worse than Washington is the Jets, and that's arguable. So, yeah, not a lot to say about here. The Giants win this game. Steve, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to go with the Giants because it's too risky to take the Washington football team. Not that the Washington's got a great defense.
They do. They have a solid defense.
They
You know
brought
what?
Alex
You know
Smith
who
back.
else has a good defense, though? The Giants have a good defense.
Well, they brought Alex Smith back. I don't know how I'm rooting for this guy. You know what I'm saying?
They have not committed to starting him, by the way.
I
They have
get
not
it.
named a starter
Okay,
yet.
I get it. What I'm saying is they, I'm rooting for Alex Smith.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
liked him before he got hurt. I'm not saying he
Me
was
too.
Joe Montana, or anything like that. I'm not saying he's this great legendary quarterback.
Right.
He was a solid quarterback.
I enjoyed him with the Niners. He did quite well for us.
He did well with the
Niners. Yeah.
Chiefs,
And he did
but
well before he got
the
injured,
Chiefs
yeah.
had something waiting that we didn't know about.
Right.
That's why they made the switch and tossed him away.
Right.
So I'm just saying. But, I'm rooting for Alex Smith, but I got to go with the Giants. I can't afford to pick against you on this game.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Next game. This is the game. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's favored by 3.5.
Okay. All right. This is going to be a pretty interesting game. I mean, usually the Steelers just push Cleveland around all over the field. They've, that's been, for years, almost every time they meet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same Browns team.
Obviously.
This is a different Browns team now.
I think this is the best I've ever seen the Browns play.
Right, at least
Ever since I've watched football.
Right, since 2002, at least they haven't been this good. But I'm going with the Steelers on this. I think they'll cover. You favor 3.5 point spread. I think they'll cover. Cleveland will hang around, but I like Pittsburgh in this game. I think you're going to see a lot of aerial attack from the Steelers, and yeah, they'll outlast the Browns.
I am also taking the Steelers.
All right. I'm going to take the Steelers in this game for a bunch of reasons. The Browns have put me in this 3-game hole. You guys picked the Browns. I didn't because I wasn't trusting Baker Mayfield. And I still don't trust Baker Mayfield. And I don't trust Odell Beckham Jr., who really drops a lot of passes. He drops a lot of balls. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is overrated.
He's inconsistent.
Okay, I think he's overrated. But this year, I think he is more focused, and that's good. And Kevin Stefanski is my choice right now for Coach of the Year so far. But I got to go with the Steelers because I don't trust the Browns. Now, if the Browns win this game, I'll start trusting.
Okay.
But I got to go with the Steelers.
I have
right
to
now.
agree with him.
I got to go with the Steelers on this game. If the Browns win this one in Pittsburgh, because really, who do they beat?
Then you can really take them seriously.
Yeah, I'll take them
Absolutely.
seriously depending on who they play. They play the Seahawks, probably not. Okay, we're all riding with the Steelers. Next game, and this is a sad game right here. It is Baltimore at Philadelphia. Baltimore is favored by 7.5.
Ravens. I still like the Eagles. I haven't abandoned them. I still think they're going to get their share of wins. But they need more depth at wide receiver. They really do.
They need something.
Yeah, and their defense needs to tighten up as well. I'm going with the Ravens. They'll cover. It's a 7.5 point spread, so I like the Ravens.
I'm also going to take the Ravens on this one only because Philadelphia just does not look very good this year. I mean, as far as wins, losses, ties, all of that stuff. And it's Ravens.
Well, the Ravens are going to win this game. My question is, when are we going to see that other guy, not named Carson Wentz? Because, they keep losing games once they get out of it or once it gets to the point to where why not put the kid in? But, the Eagles are a mess, so what are they going to learn anyway?
Wentz looked terrible last week, by the way.
He did. All right. Anyways, here we go. Next game, Cincinnati at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are favored by 7.5.
I am taking the Colts on this one.
Okay.
Yep. They have a 3-2 record. Cincinnati is 1-3-1. So I'm riding with the Colts.
Bengals just have had too many key injuries, and they're too inexperienced. Colts win this. I don't believe they'll cover. It's what was that spread? 8.5.
7.5.
7.5. I mean, the Bengals will hang around. I think the Colts will win by 5-6 points.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts. They got beat up last week and pretty embarrassed. I don't think that will happen. I still love Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they're better than that.
Yeah, I still love Joe Burrow. I really do. I think Cincinnati found their quarterback.
This could be a really high-scoring game.
It could be, But on the other side, you got Phillip Rivers. This guy over the last few years, I said it at week 1 or 2. He can throw 5 touchdown passes or 5 interceptions.
Yeah, you
in
said
the
that
same
a few
game.
times.
But I think this is the week that they play well and the Colts win.
I would stress if people are looking to bet on an over-under this week, this is a good one because the point total is 46.5 on this. And I see more points than that being scored. I see this more like mid-50s. So take the over.
All right. Next game, the Green Bay Packers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
In Tampa.
Tampa is a 1.5 point underdog, Green Bay's favorite.
We have Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady.
This is going to be a fun game.
This is going to be an interesting game. I think I am rolling with Brady
Oh,
in
all
Tampa
right.
Bay.
Okay,
Yes.
she's calling for the upset. I am also calling for the upset here, Steve. I like the Bucks in this game. I don't know. I think they're going to have. I believe they're going to have a full complement of their wide receivers back, and I see them airing the ball. I know Brady can't go deep anymore, but Evans is such a threat, and now I believe they're going to have Godwin back, and yeah, I've got to roll with Tampa.
Okay. This is. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay too, and I'm going to tell you why. My reasons. First, rest. Bucks played last Thursday, so they got extra rest where the Packers didn't.
They have a 10-day thing.
So the Packers did play the Falcons, so they had a day of rest as well. But I like the rest. I like. I do like the weapons that Tampa Bay has, and their defense is pretty strong. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has faced a defense like this quite this year.
Yeah.
And I think that the Buccaneers can do it. They need to win this game. Tampa Bay needs to win this game.
So too.
I mean, not only because they just need to win it to have a win in the win column, but for confidence. Because who did they lose? They lost to the Saints. They blew it against the Bears. Now they're playing the Packers. They need this game for confidence. Okay, so this is going to be a make or break game for them. Possibly going to see moving forward what the Bucks are going to be made
So
of.
you're taking.
I'm
the
taking
Bucks.
Tampa. I'm going to ride with you.
Remember, Ronald Jones has been looking good on the ground for them too. By the way, let's not forget that.
Okay, and we'll all lose
been coming
together
on.
if we play
Right.
this.
Off the cliff we go.
Whoa, off the cliff we go. All right, next game, the Los Angeles Rams against the San Francisco 49ers in the Battle of California. Rams favored by 3.5.
And that is the Sunday night game.
That's a Sunday night game.
Yes.
The 49ers are not as bad as they were last week. I mean, it's a 1 week aberration. They will do better this week. And I'm picking them to upset. I'm still not big on the Rams. I get that they're 3.5-point favorites. I get that they've performed pretty well. But I think Frisco's going to be looking to get revenge for last week. They're fighting for respect at this point, and they're going to win this football game.
Well, you have the Rams that are 4-1, and San Francisco, which is 2-3.
So
So a button.
So?
I'm gonna take the Rams on this one.
You're taking the Rams. You're taking the safe bet.
Yes, I am.
Well, me being the riverboat gambler that I am, I'm taking the Rams.
Alrighty, let's do it.
I'm taking the Rams. That's going to be into that. All right, we have the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 8.5.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But it is the Jets. Okay.
Right.
On that note, I'm taking Miami. I'm going with the Dolphins.
I'll tell you, they that game against the 49ers in Week 5 was not even close. I mean, the Dolphins dominated pretty much all facets of the game. And Fitzpatrick is the best-kept secret in NFL quarterbacks. He's just getting no respect. He's been going out there week after week and performing. The Dolphins are favored by 8.5. They will cover against the dreadful Jets, and this is my lock of the week.
Okay, you were wrong on 2 locks of the weeks, last week and the week before, but that's okay. So if you're going with the Dolphins, and I'm going to go with the Dolphins too. But on a Ryan Fitzpatrick note, let's just say this because I know you're big on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Do you know how many teams he's been on?
I believe this is his 6th team.
16. You know how many kids he has?
I'm guessing 6.
He has 6. Okay, because this is his last year in Miami.
Okay. Right.
He's due for another
A contract, right.
Right, he'll go somewhere.
Dude, I thought
Right.
That means his wife has to get pregnant this year.
Okay.
I was
So-
going to say.
No.
Are we taking the
he's due for
over-under on
another
his
kid?
sperm
What?
count?
No, they don't get pregnant till after he signs the new deal.
I see.
So what happens
see.
is when he got into the NFL, it was, I got into the NFL, baby. Hey.
Right.
Baby comes out.
Right.
He's there for a couple years. Well, we got fired, but we got picked up by a new team. We got a big contract. Hey. Another baby pops out. 2 years later, goes
Right.
another team, big contract. Hey. So every time he gets a contract, he gets a kid. He's definitely going to be busy when he retires.
So now are we going to start posting the over/under on Ryan Fitzpatrick's sperm count?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my gosh. Stop.
I don't know.
What else we got?
Listen, I'm going to tell you, though, if it's going to be very funny if he goes to another team and his wife gets pregnant. This is going to be
Right.
very funny. Let's move on.
Can we bet on that? I mean,
here we
can we
go.
make a bet now on that?
I'm not making a bet on it. But Denver at New England. The Patriots favored by 9.
Ooh, I'm rolling with New England on this one. Even though their wins losses are similar. I mean, they're not like too far off from each other. I know Denver has got less wins than New England,
They
but
also have more problems.
this is true. But I'm taking the Patriots.
I got the Patriots. It's a strong point line, though, 9.5. So stay away from that. They won't cover.
That's
but-
huge.
But I do see them winning by about a touchdown. Patriots win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots, too. They didn't play last week, so they got a bye week. So they're rested. They're ready to
Yep.
play the low-life Denver Broncos, who's got a lot of problems.
Yep.
And Patriots win this game. All right, here we go. Next game.
2 Monday night games.
Two
Yes,
Monday night
two
games.
Monday night games. We'll start with Arizona at Dallas. Arizona's favored by 2.5.
Is Arizona favored because of Dak's injury?
Probably.
I would imagine so.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm I like the Cardinals. You guys know this. I picked the Cardinals several times already this year. But after last week's game in Dallas with Dak's injury, I think the Cowboys are going to go out there and they're going to go, we got to win this for Dak.
You're going to win one for the Dacker, huh?
That's right. So I'm taking Dallas with this one.
Okay, I don't have any faith in Andy Dalton. He'll do okay this year, don't get me wrong, just because they have so much weaponry in Dallas for him to work with. But I like the Cardinals in this game. They're favored by 2.5. I think this is going to be really, really close. Steve, I'm going to give you a prediction. Dallas is going to miss a field goal and lose by 1 point on one of the last plays of the game in typical TMZ fashion. What do you got?
Well, first off, I guarantee it'll be a thriller. Every week, the Cowboys will thrill you. I don't care if you hate them or you love them. There's going to be something going on with the Dallas Cowboys. But, Sizzle could be right on this. They could come out there and play. But at the same time, I think 11 guys down the street could be better on defense. The Cowboys' defense is pathetic. I mean, pathetic. With a capital P. With a capital P. Okay, it's terrible. But with that being said, because you got to look at the Cardinals. Okay, Kyler Murray's not that bad. You do have a D-Hop over there catching the ball for the Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald, he's in his 500th year. And but he's still
his 500th year.
I mean, guy's been playing forever. I don't know. I don't think you were born yet, Jen, when he started. I mean, guys, but he's still contributing. He's still contributing. And I'm just saying, I got to take the Cardinals. And give you a word of warning, Sizzle.
Yes.
Whatever can go wrong
will go wrong with the Dallas Cowboys. I know. They're a
Cowboys.
disaster waiting to happen.
That's the most entertaining team in the league.
Taking Dallas, though.
What's our other Monday night game?
We have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City's favored by 3.5.
And on that note, I'm taking Kansas City.
I am as well. Taking the Chiefs to cover. They're favored by 3.5. I love Buffalo this year. I do. I love them. They have all the earmarks of an 11-5, 12-4 team. But having said that, this is the Chiefs. Okay, and they're pretty much the consensus pick to go back to the Super Bowl this year, or a popular pick. Chiefs will win.
So
and they'll cover.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, Mr. Powers, I got bad news for you on your Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, I know. I heard about Dak's injury.
Yeah.
I don't think Andy Dalton's going to lead him to the promised land.
Well, look,
he's not suddenly going to be a good
anything can
quarterback.
happen.
This is true.
In football, I have learned that anything can happen.
Anything
let's
is
just look at
possible.
last week. Did anybody think Dak Prescott would get a compound fracture? No.
Right.
Okay. Do we think the Falcons would be winless with Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Tiger? No. Do we think the Minnesota Vikings would only have one win with Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, the rookie they got, the Dalvin Cook, who's kicking some butt? No.
And their history of winning in September and October.
Do we think, the only thing we knew is the Jets would be bad.
Right.
That's all we knew. Coming into the season, that was pretty much a guarantee.
And who would have...
So who wins this game?
Well, first off, let me just go and say that Kansas City is overrated. I'm sorry. They are overrated. I forgot when we did our pre-Super Bowl picks, I said, I didn't think, I'm bringing this up.
He's bringing it up. We didn't bring this up.
He's a prisoner of the moment.
I am bringing this up
know.
because I want to make sure that I'm abundantly clear on this. I picked Kansas City when we did our pre-show before Week 1, and after Week 1, I said I have to change my pick. I was wrong. Okay, and I know then, and I knew, and I'm watching it. They're overconfident. Patrick Mahomes has got all that money now. The Buffalo Bills just got the shit kicked out of them. Okay, they just did. Okay, they got beat. Okay, now Kansas City's dangerous. We know that. They're very dangerous. They can score on a dime. But I am a believer in the Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to take the Bills to upset the Chiefs. And this could be doing me in because I've got 2 games against you already. Okay, I have picked the Panthers over the Bears, and I picked the Lions over Jacksonville. If I win those 2 games, I can be 1 game. We were pretty much even the rest of the week down.
Yes.
Except for this game right here,
Steve,
and I should pick Kansas City. I should.
This is understandable. I understand why you're going for the Bills. They're fighting to bounce back this week as well, and they know they're a better team than what Tennessee did to them.
Yeah.
And I understand, and I think this is going to be a really good football game. I enjoy both of these teams. I just, Kansas City is just so strong. It's hard for me to pick Buffalo, but I respect your pick and I understand it.
And I agree with Jason on that.
And I get that. I get that. And, I just want to say a little something more about this game because this game is very intriguing. Mm-hmm. Okay. I also believe that this game will not be close if Kansas City wins. It'll be another slaughterhouse, 20 points. If the Bills can't get off to a good start, Kansas is going to wipe the floor with them. And the reason I say that is because the Bills are going to crumble. But I think they're going to fight on this. I like their coach. I like Josh Allen. They do have some good defensive players. Yeah. I mean, they've got good offensive players. They've got a pretty.
They're underrated. Football team.
got a pretty good team. Now the Chiefs, we all know all the weapons they got. We know everything. I just think they're feeling themselves a little bit. Okay. I think they're feeling themselves, and well,
we'll see if you can make up some ground this week.
Yeah. Well, I got to go for it. I mean, this is why I can't win the picks. If I have a bad week this week, it's definitely over. The emoji hat stays on the rest of the year. I mean, because it's not going to happen. I should flop right now and just go with the Chiefs. I should flop right now and go with the Chiefs because that's a safe thing to do.
Hey, we do this every week. We have a chance to change one of our picks. Is this what you want to do? Are you going to go with the Chiefs?
Well, we're picking this game right now.
I know, but that's the last game. You want to change your pick?
Okay, I'll change it.
You're going to go with the Chiefs?
I'll go with the Chiefs. I don't want to go with the Chiefs, but I'll go with the Chiefs.
All right, I guess if you have to.
All right, that'll wrap up our prediction segment here on NFL Weekly Predictions. More to come. Stick around.